Hello, and welcome to Cup2Hook Conversation number 53. And I'm a few minutes late, and I'm so sorry. One of my biggest pet peeves for me, on me, is being late. Even being on time, like on the minute I'm supposed to be somewhere, to me is late. And I just can't seem to get it together. But welcome everyone, all my previous subscribers, all of my new subscribers, welcome in. And I hope that in this little bit of time with me, each of you will walk away from here with a little bit more joy than what you had coming in. So tell me, what is in your cup today? I'm drinking a no-no. Shh, don't tell any of my doctors. But it is so good. My husband has rewarded me with Dr. Pepper. So I'm drinking Dr. Pepper today. Out of my sodas, my favorite is root beer. But I used to be a big Pepsi person. But when I gave up sodas on a daily basis about 3 years ago, oh my gosh, Pepsi was it. It was the only way to go. So what is in your cup today? Hello, Miss Shirley. She says, hello, Cynthia and lovely crocheters. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the positivity. I love that you guys welcome each other. That just makes my heart smile. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. She says, water's in one and coffee in a cup. I hear you. I hear you. That was me earlier today. I had coffee in a cup, and I actually had water in a water bottle, and I had tea in one of those cold insulated cups before hubby left for work. So I had a plethora of beverages to choose from. So welcome everyone once again. I am so happy to be here. I'm very excited about later tonight being our, kickoff of Call the Midwife. So I hope that if you are around and you have nothing to do, that you'll come on over and join us. So yes, I'm excited. And speaking of Call the Midwife and rolling into what's on our hook, so please let me know what is on your hook. My hook has been busy. My one single solitary hook has been busy. This sweet girl has been actually working overtime. So she has been working on all the Call the Midwife projects. And that is the only thing. Let me just make sure I'm not telling you a fib. That is the only thing that has been on my hook since we were last together last Friday. But nonetheless, when you see all that I have gotten done, you will understand why she's been busy and why Call the Midwife projects are the only thing I've had on my hook. Plus, rolling right in as you tell me what is on your hook, Shirley says, I have to get my 120 ounces and I'm on the last glass. Oh, awesome. Good for you. I really need to set that goal for myself. I know that my primary care physician would love to see that happen. I am always dehydrated. I just don't have that overwhelming craving to drink a lot of fluids. And she told me, well, when you hit menopause, you will, because your mouth will constantly be dry. So I don't know. I'm praying at my age that it came and went and I didn't know it. But anyway, I apologize. I don't know what is going on. I've had to start taking the Oxy again since I fell, and my hair is falling out in just like lots. But speaking of hair, I washed it this morning and just let it air dry, and being shorter, it makes it even more I have natural curly hair to start with, but so my husband was making fun of me. He said I look like I just stepped out of an 80s, video or something with my hair. But this is what happens when you just let it air dry. Okay, so in your cup, on your hook, what you got going? I am always excited and interested to hear and know. Shirley says, I finished my 2 Aragurumi llamas, which thank you, by the way, for sending me a text message. Number 1, it made me feel special. Number 2, it made my day. And they are absolutely adorable. And whatever you see in them, just remember that the observer's eye is not going to catch everything that the crafter designer's eye is going to catch. So they are adorable. They are amazing. And I say yay to you. Now finishing pillows that go with their new birthday blankets. They love their new blankets. Oh, doesn't it just make your heart smile when someone enjoys the gifts that you've made? I know it does mine. And I just recently found out that a good friend of mine is expecting her first grandbaby, a boy. So, yeah, I think I already have a home for one of my Call the Midwife blankets. And if not, maybe the elephant set that I just finished up, or the owl set. And then one of my coworkers, I vaguely remember when I went out, of course, I was in a lot of pain, and that was back in January, had announced that she was expecting, and you guys, she just had her baby, and it's a girl. So I get to make more blankets and little loveys, and so I'm excited. And again, who knows? I may gift some of these Call the Midwife blankets. So anyway, there will be a sneak peek if you haven't already seen it on Facebook and Instagram. That's right. Last night, I debuted them and gave a little sneak peek on both my Facebook channels, my personal and my Cynthia's Joyful Creations Facebook page, and then on my Instagram channel. So, but if you didn't get to see them, stick around with me, and before this hour is up, you will get to see them. I am so excited. They've actually come out better than I expected. And of course, the first one is the classic. So I have no input or anything in that. It is just the straight shot what's already out there. But the second and third one, I took the stitches, so I don't take credit for them, but I put together the design for the blankets, and both of them are done slightly different than what was originally imagined and worked out in writing. So I made some adjustments and frogged a lot. But you guys, I hope you are as excited as I am. But I'm thankful for that time that I had taking a week off between Longmire and Call the Midwife to work on these, because tweaking and frogging to me ended up in this is it. So that's our new equation, our math equation for today. Tweaking plus frogging equals wow. So anyway, we will share those in just a few minutes. I do want to clear up a little family business. And it is so unlike last week. Last week was something entirely different. I want to give you a little bit of a progress report. I have some praises. And I met with the surgeon on Tuesday of this week, and my back got a thumbs up. I am progressing as expected and as should be. So they, no pun intended, gave me a pat on the back for being patient and listening and being mindful of the necessity of being careful with my back. But the biggest praise was after falling, and it was a hard fall. I did no damage to it. It is looking great. The bone is growing. It is fusing to the cage still. So, yeah, he's about ready to say done with my back. It's going to take, it'll probably be another good year, year and a half, 2 years before that bone is fully matured and grown in there like it should be. But I'm in that realm of, I don't have to be so dainty with it. I don't have to nurture it as much. So, and then we went back and took x-rays of my leg, and didn't get quite as much of a positive praise. He finally understands a lot of the pain that I've been kind of fussing about, because when he took the x-ray, he could tell there was a lot of fluid still on the leg, and it should not be there. I should not have that kind of fluid. Like it should have been healing more. I mean, the feeling's going to take a good while to come back, and the mobility is coming back, but it's going to take time. And from how they described it, nerve damage, you repair about 1 inch a month. So, the fact that the nerves run through the entire body, and from, the middle of my back down to my ankle, that's quite a bit of stretch to recover, especially with the larger nerves that are intertwined within the leg. So, and the quads, it's very hard to repair those when you can't do a lot of strengthening and you can't bend the knee. Then he could tell that something was torn, could not go into specifics. So I will be going for an MRI next Wednesday, and we'll just see what we can find. So I still feel like that's a positive report. The funny thing is, when I was 12 years old, and to spare this person any embarrassment, or because it was an accident, but they accidentally shot me in the knee with a BB gun. And we thought that it only expended 2 BBs, but apparently there were 3, and one passed through the knee and one embedded in the knee. Well, there was 2 actually. Oh, so it had to have been 4. I just realized that there had to be 4, because there were 2 that were embedded in the knee. You can see where the 2 embedded, but they were able to get those out, and then one passed through. There's a full BB in my knee. And when they were taking the x-ray, all of a sudden, and everybody, if you were in a room back there, they could hear this. My husband's laughing in the room that, was our room. But they had me over in the x-ray room, and they're like, "Do you have a BB in your knee?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, well, it's possible." Y'all, they let me see the x-ray. I had a BB still in my knee. But it is not causing any problems. It is nothing, resulting in what I'm going through with the knee. So it is good to know that it is existing fine and playing nicely within my kneecap, or my knee there. So, but that was kind of funny, and that was great. I have also heard from disability, and even though I've paid into long-term disability, I have been denied. And they said that it's because the job that I have in the emergency room could allow me to sit down and do my job. But of course, the policy at the hospital is we have to walk into patients' rooms, and we have to be able to take any pregnant girls that come in from the emergency room up to the 2nd floor. And so obviously I can't do that and sit. So I have been spending the last 3 days doing a lot of searching for a job that I can either do at home, or that maybe I can apply for after next Wednesday, and we find out what the MRI says. I won't meet with the doctor again until the 22nd. So the MRI is on the 16th, and then I meet with him on the 22nd. So Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I've now been 6 weeks without an income. But in the same token, I told y'all last week that I had told my PT instructor when my knee and my leg wouldn't cooperate that I would get frustrated and emotional and break down. And that I told him that I felt like somebody else was writing this chapter of my life. And I didn't like their penmanship. I didn't like their verbiage. I didn't like their storyline. But then the next day I woke up and I realized that there is somebody different writing this chapter of my life. And it's the person who should always be writing every chapter of my life. And it's God. And God's writing this chapter. And so I've made a few phone calls and I've been able to get some extensions on like my mortgage and on my car because I was at the point, I haven't been able to drive in 6 months, don't know when I'll be able to drive again, face the possibility of, taking my car and turning it back in. But God has been so gracious. And do I worry about tomorrow? Sadly, I do, but I'm trying not to. I'm really trying to take the devotions that we have been so blessed with in the mornings, about patience and resting and trusting and obeying and letting God have, the driver's seat in our life. And I'm really trying to live that, because what kind of friend would I be to you guys if I am being a vessel, reading and sharing these devotions, but not embracing them and applying them to my own life? And well, quite frankly, I would be a hypocrite, and y'all need a hypocrite for a friend. So I am trying to find the joy in this, and I've only cried once over the situation. And I did call and check in with lifetime or Social Security disability, and they advised me to go the route of unemployment. Well, technically, even though I've lost my full-time position at the hospital, I'm still considered a PRN until August. So I've not officially lost my job, but they said that there are loopholes around it. But I have been doing some job searching, and I've actually come up with some possible plausible options that might allow me to be able to sit and do the job. And some of them are state jobs and government jobs. And so I'm excited. I feel like, tomorrow is going to be a better day. And there's a reason for everything. And things happen that are out of our control. But this is where I feel like, even though I've been a Christian and I've been saved since I was 10 years old, I feel like the Lord is testing me, not so much for himself and not so much for myself, but he's testing me as a testimony to the people that I am in, contact with every day of my life, one way or another. Because when I tell people to go find the joy, because it's there every day, God wants us to be joyful, and God wants us to trust him. Because when we don't trust him, it's like we don't believe he can, take care of everything. And God is bigger than anything in this world. He will always be bigger than everything in this world. And for me to tell you that he's going to carry you through, he's not going to bring you to something and not give you, the armor or the provisions to get through it. So I feel like he's testing me to be that living testimony. And so, yeah. But at the same token, he understands that I'm human. And that's why I need him. So I can honestly sit here and tell you that I don't know what tomorrow will be, and I don't know what next week will be, and I don't know what a month from now will be, but I can tell you this, that I will still be the same girl walking with the Lord, and he is still going to be protecting me and providing for me, just like he promised us last week when we studied those devotions under protection. So that was a little bit lengthy, and I apologize for that, but I feel that it's important because I know many of you, because you've reached out to me. In fact, some of you, bless your hearts, I promise I will be answering your emails soon. If you've sent me an email in the last 72 hours, I've read it, but I've not had a chance to answer it. And please know that I am not ignoring you. You know who you are, this one specific person. And please know that I've already been praying for you, and that I will be answering that very, very soon. The comments on my videos, I'm 24 hours behind, but I will get them done. But yeah, it's been a long 3 days, but I feel pretty optimistic about my future, and I have already made the decision that I probably will not be returning to the hospital. I've got some really good possibilities if I can just, be given a go ahead to go to a sit down job, then yeah, I've got some good possibilities, and right here, like just as close as the hospital is to me. So it will be very doable between my husband and my children to get back and forth to work until I can drive. So while I'm nowhere closer to where I was 3 days ago, I have joy, I have hope, and I have trust in my Heavenly Father. So anyway, we're supposed to be talking crochet. But that was a family business I wanted to share. So hopefully there will come a day that there'll be no more talk about my leg or anything. So, but the back, that's it. I won't be telling you anything else about the back because the back is done. So that's a big, huge praise. So, and the leg is on its way. So we're doing good. All right. I can see comments. So let's go over and see what you guys are saying. And then I'm going to show you the Call the Midwife stuff. I'm so excited. All right. Shirley says, yes, it makes me feel so good when people enjoy what we make with our crochet, our knitting, our crafts, it does. It makes you feel so good when they not only love it, but they appreciate it. Because a lot of times I feel like people who don't do crafts, they don't understand the actual art of making things. Like sometimes they don't want to pay what something is worth. And even if we charge what we paid in our yarn, it would just blow their mind, But yes, Shirley, I agree with you. It does. It makes the heart feel so good. Thank you, Shirley. She says, praise God. And yes, I have even understanding back on my back, but keeping my knee elevated has created great healing. Feeling great. Absolutely. And it has poured down rain here for the last 3 days. So on top of all this emotional, mental, spiritual battles going on, it's like, and I love rain. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I love everything about rain. I love storms. I just see God's beauty in it. But I also know that storms can be bad, and I don't like those kind of storms. But it was so funny because as it poured down rain and my knee just throbbed, it was like though the storms of life continue to rage around me, I could just feel God's gentle hand inside of mine, or mine inside of his. And it was comforting. Of course, some of that might have been the oxy, but but nonetheless, but you're so right, Shirley. Elevating is a huge key. All right. Hello, Miss Sweet, Beautiful Jen. She says, hey there. I didn't get notified. Grr. Ah! I am so sorry. And I don't know. I don't know why that is. But you know, it seems like I'm trying to think back. I think people have been telling me that for almost 2 weeks now. Because I know the last 2 Fridays, I had people tell me they didn't get notifications, but they watched the replay. And I don't know. Miss Shirley, did you get a notification? And Jen says, hi, Shirley. Hello, David. I have missed you, my friend, and it's nobody's fault but my own. I have not been over to your channel in probably close to 2 weeks now. So I'll do it for you. Right? Bad girl. But with the change up of my Saturday shout outs, though, I am getting opportunities. And because I canceled, you know, like the Wednesday on the hook, you know, and by doing Joyful Life once a month and Yarn Joy Adventures every other week, it has freed me up to live a little bit. And so I am getting around on a lot of channels, a lot more. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, I've missed you, my friend, my beautiful, beautiful friend. I'm so glad you're here, and I promise I'm coming back. So speaking of Saturday shout outs, thank you for those of you that have given me your feedback on them. And I would love to hear more of you if you are enjoying it. I'm excited. I have 3 more content creators being recognized tomorrow. And Laura's Craft Room is one of them. And she doesn't necessarily do a lot of like crocheting or knitting. Hers is more DIY kind of stuff. And she does a lot of Dollar Tree hauls and turns just, you know, somebody else's trash into treasurettes. And it is just beautiful, some of the stuff she does. So I'm very, very excited if you are not a part of her family, that you go over and spend some time with her, because the things that she comes up with are so amazing. And one of them, and it's one of the videos I've highlighted, and of course all these links for all these videos that you see through it are in the description box, so you don't even have to go look for them. All you got to do is go back to my description box and click on them. But she took a guitar. She took a guitar and actually made shelves out of it. So there's this guitar, you know, the heart of the guitar is gutted out, and inside shelves are made, and then it's hung on the wall for knickknacks. And it is just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then we have, oh my gosh, I can't think of this young lady's name. She is new and she is a gem. I just love listening to her. She's got such a positive little spirit. And ashamedly, I'm looking her up right now. Her name is Sarah's Little Corner of the Crochet World. And she is just so precious and very talented. But what I'm drawn to with her more than anything, even though she's very talented with yarn, is just her quirky little spirit. You could just tell that she's got such a beautiful inner peace within her. And I could just listen to her talk. And so I hope that you will go check her out, but she'll be on there tomorrow. And then the third one is called Yarn in Pajamas. And so, yeah, go check out these folks. And I would love to hear your feedback on the new Saturday shout outs. And then, of course, at the beginning, instead of doing 8 subscribers, I am just doing all new subscribers. And then, of course, if I ever get to a month that I don't have any, then I will recognize, you know, those from the beginning and so forth. But I'm excited about it. I really like it. It's a lot more work to do it this way, but I feel like it has motivated me to make more time to spend out there in the yarny community, getting to know some of our family that we don't even know we have. And these are beautiful gems, that are starting out. And so what better way to encourage them? And oh my gosh, like some of them have been crocheting only a fraction of what I have been. And they're so gifted and so talented. And I'm learning a lot. So I feel blessed. Okay. I'm going to hush my mouth a minute and read your comments. David says, howdy. Jen says, hi, David. Shirley says, hey, Jen and David. So glad to see you. Shirley says, I did not get notified. Ah, that is so sad. Mayor, hello and welcome, my dear friend. She says, hi, everyone. Shirley says, I just keep checking. Well, bless you. Hello, Bree. She says, greeting to all my friends. Mayor says, hi, Bree. David says, living a little bit is good. It is, David. That saying, stop and smell the roses. I mean, whoever invented that comment is a genius, because I do feel like sometimes we bring extra stress to our lives and our bodies that we just don't need to. We constantly feel like we have to be in this fast-paced rush world, but yet there's a reason that God made summer rains, and there's a reason that God made flowers and made them smell good and be beautiful. There's a reason that birds chirp. There's a reason that we meet certain people in our life, and we miss out on all of that when we don't live a little bit. And life is too short. So I completely agree, David. You are a wise man. Mare says, hey, Jen. Hi, Shirley. Hey, David. Bree says, hello, Mare. Mare says, hello, sweet Cynthia. And David says, don't say Dollar Tree to me. I just spent $48 there. Okay, that was 48 skeins I enjoy working with at 131 yards each, but still, David, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I am jealous. My Dollar Tree does not sell yarn, and I've gone to, I think we've ended up going to a total of 5 or 6 Dollar Trees in our area within an hour radius, and we cannot find any. However, when we went and saw my husband's mother the other weekend for finally meeting up with her for Mother's Day from, when I was so sick and we couldn't go, there is this really nice Dollar Tree that wasn't always there. And so we were going to stop, but unfortunately I was a little bit exhausted. It had already been a long day because I forget what doctor's appointment we went to that day. But we went to a doctor's appointment, and then we went over there. And plus we went and got something to eat. First time we'd eaten in a restaurant in forever. And Miss Beverly was with us. And anyway, I was just too exhausted, and I knew I wouldn't have the energy to appreciate it. And and plus they were packed. So it's got to be a really good Dollar General, a really good one. Like we would have had to search for a parking spot, and their parking lot was rather huge. And so anyway, we're going to very soon go check that one out. But I'm jealous, but I'm happy. Just think though, that's still 48 skeins of yarn that you got. That's a deal. Mare says Sarah has a nice channel. She does. I have really been enjoying her channel. Jen says, hi, Mare. Jen says, hi, Bree. Jen says, I already have Sarah. Woohoo! All right. Jen says, David, I have spent probably $500 at Dollar Tree for that yarn. Oh my gosh. You guys, South Carolina needs to get on the ball. All right, David, North Carolina is just a step up or a state up, however you want to look at it. Ugh. Jen says, I made all mine in store and I went to over a couple hours away too. Wow. Well, oh, and Shirley said, hello, Bree and Mare. And well, I can tell you this. As soon as I get that green light that it is safe for me to get behind a wheel again, oh my goodness. The plethora of stores that I will be going to will just be like, I can't wait. So, which, speaking of driving, because there's a song in my head, kind of thanks to my husband, but let's just go ahead and ask our question for the night so you guys can go ahead and start answering this. All right. What song would you sing for karaoke night? What song would you sing for karaoke night? So I have a couple songs. If I were being romantic and was going to dedicate it to my husband, and I know we're supposed to do just one, but you know what? You answer what you want to. Then it would be Keeper of the Stars, because that is just like one of my favorite songs. That's kind of like our song. He and I were talking about this just before I came on, and while we were eating dinner, and I told him that if it was a Christian song, hands down, it would be a song called "Come to the Table," where basically everyone is invited to Jesus's table in heaven. And I love that song. But if I were to just for fun, just get up there and be silly and whatnot, oh fudge, what did I say I would do? Because I've got all the songs he put. Oh, I thought it would be this one, or I thought it'd be this one. Oh my gosh, I had said fight song. This is my fight song, bring back my life song. I said that's the one I would sing. And he's like, oh, I would have thought it would have been Boot Scoot and Boogie, so I could kind of move around on both my legs, or because I do like line dancing. I do like the country dancing, and which we have a line dancing video here that we did as part of our aerobic honeydew date time. So we both got real exercise, which we haven't been able to do since my surgery. But and then he said, or I would have thought bringing booty back, getting your booty all around everywhere, and all of that was funny. But the one thing that I talk about that I miss the most is driving. Like, I love to drive. Jen, honey, I wish I could just come get behind the wheel sometime and let you just sit in the passenger seat and crochet while you drove everywhere, while you had to drive everywhere. But I love to drive, and I love to just get in the car and go, like not even have a destination in mind, just go somewhere for the day or go somewhere for the weekend. It doesn't matter. Wherever we go, a lot of times I'm the one doing the driving. Although here lately he's doing all the driving, but I meant like before my surgery, he started doing a good bit of driving so that I could crochet. Such a sweet man. But anyway, so the song that's in my head that got me started on our question was, he said, or is it, I just can't wait to get on the road again. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot wait to get on the road again. Do not take driving a vehicle for granted. It is a precious, precious gift. All right. David says, I made that $48 tree purchase online. Do you know that's what I'm going to have to do, David? In fact, I think I was talking with Kelly Platter about that. I think I'm just going to have to, it might have been you, Mayor, even that I was talking to about that. I'm just going to have to dig in my heels and become more of an online shopper. I need to learn from my dear friend Crystal with Bag a Day. She is an amazing online shopper, and I just need to learn from the best, you know? I did finally, of course, it's been now about 5-6 weeks ago. I made my first yarn online purchase, and I got some yarn from Premier, and I showed it to you guys, and it's still sitting over here, but that project will start after I get the midwife project, more underway. In fact, I might use those for my baby blankets I need to make, boy and girl. All right. So yes, David, that's probably the route I'm going to have to go, especially since I can't drive. And hubby is great. He's wonderful. He'll be like, well, we're going to be out for a while. Do you want to go check the Michaels or do you? But I don't always have the energy. So online, I'm gonna get there yet. So I guess that for me is stepping out of my comfort zone. So y'all will just have to continue being my big cheerleaders until I just do it. Jen says, I made all mine in store and I went to, okay, I did read that one. Hello, Dana. I'm so glad you're here. She says, driving and listening. Okay, well, I don't want you responding to me while you're driving, but just today I said to myself, oh my gosh, it is like June and I haven't really heard anything on the Christmas and July fairies. And Dana, I had so much fun. I was just starting my channel out when you presented that last year. And so I was like a newbie. And April, May, June. Yeah, I had only been, my channel had only been up 3 months when you announced that. And so I was so excited about it. And so now that I feel like a little bit more seasoned after I've celebrated my 1-year pod anniversary, I am so excited on a whole different level. And I now know more what to expect and what to do. And oh my gosh, I need to find out if we're doing that again this year and get going on a video if we are. So, but you are actually on, y'all, I'm embarrassed to show y'all this. Can you see this? This is my to-do list for next week. Now, normally it is a list. In fact, normally it's a list that I do in my planner book. But because things have been so crazy and I'm in the process of getting switched, to this laptop being my recording laptop and this laptop over here being my business one for emails and stuff like that, so that I can always have videos processing while I'm doing the business end of things. Yeah, this is what happened. And so Dana, you're in here to go check your channel out for that. But if you can somehow safely let me know if that's still on for this year, or if any of you other people that are on here know, let me know, because I definitely want to participate in it again as a fairy. So I was a fairy last year. Barbara Riggle Baker was my fairy winner. And so, yeah. So Dana, it is so good to have you, my friend. And Dooley, please give Dooley a hug. Jen says, hi, Dana. Shirley says, hello, Dana. Dana says, Harper Valley PTA. I love it. I love that song. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that song in a long time. That's a great song. Shirley says, I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA by Donna Fargo. Oh my gosh, that's another. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard those songs in a long time. Those are good songs. Do you ever notice that the songs, like I would say from probably the 50s to the early 90s were like amazing songs, and then don't have as many that are like that great, you know? But anyway, great song, Shirley. David said, people are always surprised to learn this, but I have never ever done karaoke. I haven't either. I've always wanted to, but I really can't sing, and I'm really kind of shy on that level. So, David, I'm right there with you, my friend. But you know, we live close enough. We could probably find a karaoke place and just go do it for fun. For me, it would have to rely every bit on what is in the karaoke system at the at the bar, maybe. I agree. I agree. When I think of karaoke, I think about that scene in My Best Friend's Wedding where Cameron Diaz sang that song, I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself. And Julia Roberts just knew she was going to bomb. And of course, it made McDermott, I can't think of his name now, but made him fall even more in love with her. And it was just so precious and so cute. She was so awful, but it was adorable. Okay, let's see. Dana says, real country. Yes. Hello, Susan Burke. She says, I wish I could get some yarn at my Dollar Tree too, but they don't have it either, and I'm in California. Oh, wow. I feel you. I do. I mean, it's just a shame. And so, like, I've seen Veronica with Veronica Steele. I've seen her go in and she has videotape. Her Dollar Tree has everything. I mean, not just yarn, but accessories. And I'm just like, what? What? So, oh, speaking of yarn and accessories, remember I told you that there was like a little thing going around that we were going to get an Ollie's here? So I've heard that we're not getting an Ollie's. However, my beautician told me that she's heard that we are going to get a craft store. And I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. That would be amazing because right now the shortest drive for us would be about 35 minutes to a Michael's or a Joann's or a Hobby Lobby or a decent Walmart. So, oh my gosh, y'all, please help me pray. That would be amazing. David says, I was visiting Oxford, England, and visited a bar when they were setting up for karaoke. A guy who seemed to be a local favorite got up and sang, It's Not Unusual to Be Loved by Someone. Oh, that's a good song, too. That's a really good song, too. Jen says, hi, Susan. Dana says, Rose Garden. Oh, my gosh. I never promised you a rose garden. Oh, wow. That is a good song. Oh, my gosh. These are great songs, you guys. Mine were more modern day songs. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all got the soul coming back in. I love it. Shirley says, hello, Susan. Jen says, yes, Bree. Jen says, everybody's picking great songs. I agree, Jen. I took the words right out of your mouth, Jen. Shirley says, oh, Bree, I love Rose Garden. We all love the old country. Yes, the old country songs. Oh, my gosh. Absolute classics. Dana says, I uploaded a video, I think, this morning explaining how to do the Christmas in July fairies this year. Ah, okay, okay. Well, I will definitely go check it out because I'm very excited about that. Yes. Dana says, you can do it. Ah. Uh-oh. My comments just jumped. Let me find you guys again. Okay, here we go. Jen says, wow, that's a lot, girlfriend. Mayor says, I also never have done karaoke. I don't sing in the shower, but when younger, before I was married, I would belt out anthem songs while driving alone, especially when the weather was nice. Oh, that's definitely me. We don't have a shower. We have a big barefoot claw tub. So vacation time, we always pick a place that has a shower. I don't care if it's a campground. Showers are like a big deal, a big part of vacation. It's like one of the hot spots, okay? It is the favorite spot. But anyway, kind of totally off subject, but I'm with you, Bree. I love to sing in the car, you know? And a lot of times I do. I travel by myself because, well, before I was driving 4.5 hours one way to work, not every day, but, you know, I'd go up on a Monday and come back on a Saturday. But oh my gosh. And I love to sing. I love to sing because one, I cannot sing. And two, nobody heard me but me and God. So when he says make a joyful noise, right? So, hey, I was doing it joyfully. And yes, there's nothing like singing when the windows are down and the weather is beautiful. Ah, wind in your hair. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, that's better than karaoke. Susan says, yes, but yes, they are doing the Xmas in July. Thank you. Thank you. I am so excited. So appreciative of Dana for creating that last year. Like, to me, that what I got out of that the most was I felt like it spiraled me into a world of wonderful people and an amazing community that I probably would have been too shy to really get out there otherwise. So to me, Dana, in a sense, I feel like it helped launch my confidence and it helped launch my channel in a way, because I was content on just, you know, taking very, very, very tiny baby steps. And oh my gosh, the amazing people that I met. Like, I had no idea how many crafters were really out there. But even beyond that, the kindness and, you know, the inclusivity and just the welcome. And it was amazing. So, not to mention, I'm a giver, not a receiver. So I love giving. So, Dana says, hi, Mayor. Bree says, are my comments not showing up? So far they are. I mean, like, I got the one. The last comment I read was, does anyone, oh, nope, I missed that. That was my bad, Bree. I did miss it. Because you did say, does anyone remember Lynn Anderson's Rose Garden? That's my song. Yes, love that song. I kind of sang it a minute ago. I'm not going to sing it again. I'm not going to do that to y'all. But when I'm in a good mood, I love to sing. I love to hum. In fact, I drive my coworkers crazy because when I'm in a really good mood, I'm just constantly humming everywhere I go. I have a song. I have a song in my soul that's got to come out. Jen says that's how far I have to go to get to my closest craft store, talking about 35 minutes away. And Jen says, I see you, Bree. Thank you for that, Jen. Shirley says, we're telling our age. Yes, we are. But you know what? Like I said, that music is way better than some of that's out now. So Anyway, shh. Besides, don't they say things get better with age? So we're just living our best lives right now. That's what it is. Bree says, thanks, Jen. Jen says, Bree, are you in live chat? And Shirley says, yeah, yay, just finished one baby pillow. Woo, woo, yay. I'm so excited. Mayor says, I met some lovely people through the Christmas in July Fairies contest. Absolutely, Mayor. I hands down agree 100%. I mean, you guys, right now, just if you can, if you can't, that's okay. But just do a clap emoji for Dana and all the wonderful work that she did with that last year and will do with this year, because that was just a gift to all of us. And I mean, so bless her for that. So if you don't mind, just put some little claps in the chat right now for Dana. So hands and hats off to you, my friend. You definitely spread a lot of joy through that. So thank you, thank you. Bree says, yes, Jen. Jen says, our pastor belts out everything louder than anyone, and he really shouldn't. It throws me off so bad. My husband is song leader, and he has to wear headphones, laugh out loud. Oh, wow. Mare says, I see you, Bree. Oh, thank you, Mare, for letting her know that, especially when I was. Jen says, my kids say things and I answer them in song lyrics. Oh, I love it. I love it. Shirley says, everyone hit the like thumbs. Oh, thank you, Shirley. I appreciate that. Bree says, I want to know if anyone else's Hobby Lobby hasn't got the memo for the clearance like I was told today. Grr. Yeah, I've heard that Hobby Lobby, Veronica Steele, she had a video saying that Hobby Lobby had yarn 75% off, and she had a pile of yarn that she said she only paid $1 a skein. And I was just like, oh, not that I really need yarn, but you know, could always get it for giveaways, right? Susan says, I Am Woman by Helen Reddy. Oh, wow, Susan, that is a good song too. Thank you, Shirley, for the hand claps for Dana. Yes, yes. Jen says, go, Dana, go, Dana, go, Dana, clap, clap. Oh, thank you, Jen. Bree says, I'm always singing. When I could drive, dancing in the seat, singing, and even pumping the brakes to the beat. People thought I was totally crazy. Laugh out loud. I love it. And Mare's got hand claps and thumbs up and hearts and emojis blowing kisses for you, Dana. Yes, yes. Jen says, sorry, Bree, I bought out the clearance section. But you know what? I'm happy, though, that some of y'all have Dollar Trees that sell yarn. And I'm happy that some of you were able to indulge in this wonderful clearance at Hobby Lobby, even though I couldn't. Mare says, hi, Susan. And Shirley says, I've done that, Bree. Yes, yes. Or what's even better is you're just in your own world and you're just singing along. And then you look over and you see a driver going by just looking at you like they've lost it. That's okay. My husband's laughing at me because he knows. He knows. I think he's sleeping. Oh, what fun, what fun. Okay, who's ready to see? Who has seen? Tell me if you saw on Facebook or Instagram the sneak peeks at the midwife projects. Has anybody seen them yet? Bree says, I know. I made a special trip and just made me want to ask if they had checked for the clearance or just ignored it. I would have asked. Jen says, nope. Anybody else seen them yet? They did go out very late last night. And while I'm waiting to see what you say before I show them, you know, if you've spent enough time with me, there's 3 things that you know about me. 1, I do live for joy and I live to spread joy. 2, I'm all about fairness. I love everybody and I include everybody. I don't care what you look like, talk like, you know. I do care how you act, you know. I don't want to see you mistreat anybody, but. And then the 3rd thing is Shirley says, no, but waiting for tonight. Well, I'm going to show it in this video, and then I will be showing it on our movie night. And yes, I'm very excited. Susan says, no, where are you located? I am new here. I live in Newberry, South Carolina. So Columbia is the capital of South Carolina, and I live about a good 40 minutes from Columbia, the capital. But Columbia is huge. So I'm actually on the outskirts of Columbia. I'm about 30 miles away from Columbia. But I'm in a little town called Newberry, South Carolina. Excuse me. I'm not sure if you're telling me, Bree, you've seen them or not with your emojis. Mayor says, I just peeked. And I just lost my train of thought. I'm so excited. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, well, we'll just move on. Maybe it'll come back to me. Okay, Jen. Okay. She says, I'm impatient, waiting. Okay. So there's 3 projects to choose from. And the only thing I sadly cannot tell you, because I'm still in the process of making them, is how much yarn you will need. But I can pretty much guess for every color that's represented in the project, if you have 2 skeins of each, except for one of the projects, you would only need 1 skein of one of the colors, and I'll explain that. And then the other one, I would even say 3. But anyway, so let me show, and then we'll talk. So the first project is just the classic midwife blanket. And I chose for mine, I'm using some yarn I got on sale. That's the story of my life. Most of my yarn is on sale. It's an older yarn, many years old. So I'm really excited to finally have something to use this with that I feel like will just kind of like honor the age of the yarn with the fact that this is an older blanket. But it's Red Heart Baby Econo. Like, I don't even see this yarn anymore by Red Heart. It's a mint green, and it doesn't look like it's showing up. But there is a kind of silver metallic running through it. And it is called Baby Green. And it's a medium 4-weight. It's 90% acrylic and 10% polypropylene, but it's actually a 6-ounce skein, so there's 170 grams, 460 yards in this, and so 2 skeins will be more than enough for this project. But this is the classic. I mean, everybody's seen the classic. So the whole blanket will be made in this one color, or whatever color you choose. and so will the border. So that's what the first project is, just a simple, classic midwife pattern, which I think is beautiful. So the second one, which I have to admit is my absolute favorite out of the 3 projects. And this one I've actually titled, let me go back and look at my notes. The Midwife Born in Love blanket. And it features the classic, the butterfly, and the dragonfly all together. And this is what it looks like. Now, the thing about the butterfly, which I don't know if you've made before, so the classic is done in the yellow, the butterfly is in the pink, and the dragonfly is in the kind of bluish green. Okay? The butterfly, when you make it, it's upside down. So because of that, because you have to make the first 2 rows before you can do that 3rd row. That's why it's made upside down. So because of that, this blanket is not made in one solid piece, where the classic is one solid piece that just continues being made. Okay? This one, because the butterfly is upside down when you make it, it could not be done in one piece. So they're done in strips, kind of like you would a mile a minute blanket. So like here's the classic. Here's the butterfly. And then here's the dragonfly. So you're doing it kind of as a mile a minute and then whip stitching them together. But this is what it will look like as it continues to build. And I love this. This one is my favorite project of all. And what I love about it is they're all very easy. Like it's amazed me once I got it figured out how quickly it works up. So, all right, let me see what you're saying so far. Shirley says, you're going to show us? Yes, yes. Mare says, I love the multicolor one best. I'm not sure which one you're talking about then, because I have 2 that kind of have multicolors in it. But if I had to guess, it's this one, because I do too. I love that. And I love the color combo. Like it just was beautiful. And to me, this could be boy or girl. I mean, I know it's got the pink in it, but okay, let's see. Bree says, I can't find my thumbs up emoji. Oh, just found them. Blind in one eye and can't see out the other. I hear you, my beautiful friend. Jen says, laugh out loud, Bree. Jen says, love it. Thank you. Bree says, I can't wait. Jen says, I love that. Oh, now you got to tell me which one you love, because I've shown you 2 and I didn't look. Bree says, me too. Oh, number 2 is awesome, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, I love that. So got to show you 3 real quick. Mare says, how long are your stripes? Stripes or strips? Stripes. They're not very long. They're 9 blocks, which is what the, let me come back and get it, sorry. Which is the same thing that the classic is. The classic is 9 blocks across. I don't know if y'all can count them. I don't think I can hold it and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I lost count. I can't see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And so are the strips. They are 9 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's a good size baby blanket. And we're going to put a border on it as well. So they're good size. Now, Mayor, I know you like your baby blankets to be a lot more narrower and longer. And if that were the case, then all you have to do is take like maybe 2 of the blocks off and just do 7, or even 5 if you wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since you like yours kind of a little bit more narrower and then longer. So it will be a very easy pattern to work with. You will come to memorize it very quickly. And what is so cool and has been easy for me going between the patterns is, even though the change up is a little different, the basic of the patterns is the same, that it's just going. Now the next blanket is done in granny squares, and on average it's taking me about 25 to 30 minutes to make one granny square. So I get 2 done within an hour. And if I'm really just going and not really interrupted, I get 2.5 even done in an hour. So it goes very, very quickly. The third blanket is the hardest. And when I say hardest, it's just because it will take you a little bit longer, just because it's a granny square. It's squares. But thank you, Shirley. She says, I love the second one. Yes, I absolutely am in love with that. I love the way the classic is. I think this would be a very eloquent, dressy up kind of blanket. I've seen this done even in a solid white, and it's just gorgeous. I like color. I like white as an accent a lot of times, but I love color. And it doesn't seem to matter what color you use. The pattern shows up very nicely, as you're going to see in the next one, because the next one I have a darker color in the combo, and it still shows up nicely. Susan says, is there tutorials for the blanket number 2? Yes. I was originally going to do like an intro of all 3 projects for this coming Monday, but I've opted, because I've really kind of weighed into things. If we stop and look at the seasons for Call the Midwife, with Longmire, there was at least 10 episodes per season. And that is not the case with Call the Midwife. Like, our first season has only 6 episodes. So we'll be through with season 1 in 2 more weeks, because we're starting, episode 1 and 2 tonight at 9. So we'll be finished with the first season in less than a month. So I was like, let's not do that. And that's what I started to tell y'all. I started to apologize that, number 1, the announcement for tonight came out last night instead of Wednesday. It's just been a crazy week. But then I really had hoped that I would have had all of these done a week ago, that I could have debuted and put out invites and all of that a week ago. But unfortunately, I fell on Memorial Day, and it took me 4 days just to be able to kind of get back up on my feet and even be able to crochet again. So I apologize for that, but very blessed that I had that time. But anyway, so again, I apologize that everything kind of came in a crunch. So starting Monday, these tutorials will air. So there will be 3 Fun Day Monday videos, because I was going to do them all together and then put a timeline in when one started and ended. And I decided that would be too confusing. And then when I go to add them to my playlist, it would be better if they were separate. So there will be 3 videos every Monday for these blankets. And it's broke down in small parts so that you can not only in functionality get what you need to for the blanket done, then you still have time to work on whatever whips you have going on in your life so that you can be able to multitask. But anyway, it will be set up after about the first 3 to 4 videos on most of these. You can just go. Like, honestly, the videos to follow after those will be kind of like, today we're doing this, and if you need to have further instructions, go back and look at part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. But you'll be able to go ahead if you want to. And the glory of that is if you finish one and you want to do another, you can. So if we have enough time, I've already started working on it, but if we have enough time before we finish Call the Midwife, like I said, there's 10 seasons, but the seasons are not very long. Then I am working on a pattern, Miss Bree, to do a Call the Midwife shawl. So I just haven't decided yet if I'm doing it with the classic stitch or the butterfly. And so far, I want to do the butterfly, but if you remember, the butterfly is made upside down. So I'm just doing math and working with a vision of how to do that and flip it so that when it's said and done and you're wearing the shawl, that the butterfly patterns are upright. But I'm getting there. I just have to clear some stuff out of here with my personal life, and then I'll be able to get those creative juices flowing again. But anyway, so that's on the back burner. But yes, tutorials will be coming out starting Monday. So there'll be no introduction video. This is your introduction video. All right. So yes, tutorials are coming. Mayor says, how many inches are 9 squares? I am not positive. We'll take a look real quick. With this one here, it came out to 37 inches across. Now this yarn, even though it's also 4-weight, it's a little bit thicker. So let me see what it measures. And it's measuring the same. So about 37 inches across. And of course, right now I don't know the length. And on most of these, I'm looking at doing a V-stitch scallop border on them. So it'll give it a little bit more length and height. But there again, you can minimize that border down. You don't have to do as many rows of the V-stitches as I plan on doing with these before incorporating the scallops. And you can always, you know, do a different border if you wish to. But anyway. All right. I know many of you are waiting to see the third one. Jen says, I don't multitask very well. Oh, no, 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 no. The whole idea of this is for you, unless you're talking about this and whips. Then I can't help you there. But with this, the idea is for you to pick one and focus on it. And then if you finish it and want to pick another one, you can. I am not expecting anyone to be as crazy as me and do 3 at one time. Although I will tell you, again, it's very easy to interchange between them because for the most part, the pattern is the same as far as like, you know, the classic, the butterfly and the dragonfly. Just the style is different, but they're very easy to work with. But yeah, my goal is for you to pick one and focus on it. And then if you want to, while this is on my mind, I do encourage you, if you are participating in the projects, I would love, love, love for you to email me pictures of your progression, because when we're all said and done, I am going to do a collaborative video and I will be able to show your work. And the more pictures I have, the longer your section is. So that's entirely up to you. Now, right now for Longmire, we're going to be doing one. Everyone has to have their final pictures in by July 5th. And then that video will debut somewhere within the next week. And then the following week on July 16th, we will, off that video, draw a winner for a giveaway for Longmire on somebody that made a blanket. Now, you do not have to do any of these projects to enter into the Call the Midwife giveaway at the end. So let me say that one more time. You do not have to make any of these projects to be entered into the Call the Midwife giveaway. Now, on our movie night, there will be times, it may not be every week, but there will be times there will be giveaways done on our movie nights before the grand finale of the giveaway, the big giveaway. And I will tell you that sometimes it might be a small giveaway like a stitch marker, because right now, unfortunately, I am on a limited budget. In fact, I have no income coming in, so I have to work with what I have right now. Sometimes it might be yarn off my wall. Sometimes it might be other accessories that I have bought for giveaways, but they'll be periodically and random. I will tell you that there will be a small giveaway on tonight's movie night for launching. And I will explain that more on the movie night video. But anyway, I know y'all are still waiting to see the third one, so let me just get caught up here real quick. Shirley says, I think I will make them 7 across and longer for wheelchair blankets and donate them to our nursing home. Oh, that makes my heart smile. I love that, Shirley. Bree says, woot, woot, shawls are my jam. I know they are, my friend. So I am hoping, and even if I don't get it out during the Call the Midwife time and we've moved on to our next series, I am still going to make it because I personally want one for myself. And so when I do it, there will be a tutorial. So even if it doesn't come out during our Call the Midwife series, there will still be a Call the Midwife shawl that I will do a tutorial on. So you can be looking for that, but it will be a couple months from now. Jen says, I found a butterfly pattern that's different if you want to check it out. It's beautiful and upright. I would love to. I would love to see it, Jen. Jen says 37 inches and then a border. Yes. Shirley says, oh, well, maybe I'll do all 9. Mary says, thank you. You're welcome. All right, the third one. Are you ready? Now, because originally this one was going to be 7 granny squares across, and it was too wide. And I was like, yep, no. So I had to change it up a little bit. And I am glad I did, because I love this a lot more. So I'll back up. So there's 3 colors. After you see it like that, I'm going to come a little bit closer and show you. So on the ends, there is a square that has puffed hearts. And I've titled this blanket Midwife Blocks of Love. And then there's the classic. And then there's the butterfly. Oops, sorry. And there's the dragonfly. And see what I'm talking about? Even in that dark color, see how you can see the pattern? Trying to get out of the way. See how you can see that pattern? It shows up. So it doesn't matter what color of yarn. Now, I've not tried this with any variegated yarn. But I may, when I finish these up, I may try the classic just for kicks and giggles and a variegated. And if I do, I will show it to you. And I may just do a swatch even for next week and just see what it looks like and show you. So, but anyway, and then again on the end here, we have another one of the hearts in the puff stitch. So, but that is the third one. So, and I do like this one a lot too. So I honestly am having fun with all 3 projects. But of the 3, my favorite one is the second one. I do love this one a lot. And I've already been on my wall, and I've already picked some yarn. In fact, I have some yarn that Kelly sent me as well, from Premier Yarns, I think, or Hobby Lobby. But anyway, and I'm thinking about doing one in those colors as well. So I've already got some other color combinations to try and make some in, because on each project, the portion that you would do for the week, it goes rather quickly. So I may even start other blankets of the 3 in other colors. And if I do, I'll show you. But I can't guarantee it, because I really do need to pull my Elvis blanket out and finish my Elvis blanket for that dear, dear, sweet friend of mine's mom. So bless her heart, she's already got dementia. So I need to finish it before she forgets who Elvis is. And I don't say that jokingly. I say that with all genuineness, because she loves Elvis to death. And that's the whole reason that I'm creating that blanket. And I really would like to get it finished while she can still remember who Elvis is. So I need to focus on that too. So there's just not enough time in the day to crochet. Jen has a little eyeball emoji. She was waiting patiently but impatiently for that third one. All right. Shirley says, I'm torn. I love grannies. I know. So, and I will tell you, my panels with the hearts, this is what held up that blanket a lot. I have literally spent 4 days, and I know that sounds like a long time, but over the weekend and a couple days at the end of last week, working on perfecting this block, because it had to match the other ones. And I've got a couple of the other ones worked up. They're in the living room, but in order to get them to match up, and I finally got the rows figured out so that they would match up to sew together. And I'm glad. Like I said, if I had started these before I fell, I honestly think the last 2 would not be as great as they are, because they are different from what originally I was going to do. So I'm very, very pleased and happy. And these will definitely be made many times over by me for gifts. So I'm very excited. And like you, Shirley, I plan on donating some to the hospital for the babies. So I'm very excited about that. Unless I find someone on our Yarny community who is collecting baby blankets for a charity or a cause. So then I'll just have to do both. All right. Shirley says, okay, I love Granny. Jen says, I think I like number 2 also. Yeah, number 2 is my favorite. Susan says, I would love to see the Elvis blanket. Love him too. Please, when you can. I will. The last time I worked on it, I did show it on a Cup2Hook Conversations video, but it's been a hot minute. Of course, there's been a lot going on this whole year with this whole surgery. I think the last time I worked on him, it's probably been a good 8 months ago. That is sadly, that's a shame. But yeah, I need to pull him back out. So, and get him done. Because I had finally got to where I'm at the base of his jaw. So I'm getting ready to do his face on the blanket. But I will get it pulled back out and I will show it next Friday night. Okay. All right. Jen says, it's amazing, Susan. Oh, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that you remembered it. So, all right. That's it. That's our blankets. That's our projects. And I'm so excited. I hope everyone can come join us. In fact, I'm going to be scooting off of here because that starts in 20 minutes. But let's do our joy basket moment. And today's is titled Devotion. And I can't read at all up close with my new glasses, so I have to take them off. The verse comes from Acts chapter 2, verse 42, and it says, they were continually devoting themselves to the apostles, teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. The devil has an agenda, but so does the Lord. The one is bent on destruction, while the other is devoted to loving us. The choice to do nothing is to simply accept the systems of this world with all of its self-gratification and spiritual numbness. The early believers understood that there was a war being waged for their souls, so they diligently took to heart the apostles' teaching and fellowship with other believers. We were designed for community because we are stronger together. And I love that. Even as a Yarny community, the way that we care about one another, I love that. I will have to adapt that whole line of thinking. We were designed for community because together we are stronger. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I love that. By fellowshipping, sharing communion, and praying together, we invite others to have an active role into our lives. We enjoy our time together, but we also confess our sins and our weaknesses. We bear each other's burdens and stay devoted through the good times and the bad. Thank you for establishing a family of believers who I can turn to in times of trouble. Sometimes other people can be very difficult, so please help us humble our hearts to walk in service to you, Lord. Who have you opened your spiritual life up to? Who knows your struggles and your successes? And personally, I felt like in that last little bit that was God talking to me, because as soon as I get off of a live with you guys and I've mentioned anything about my travels through this journey, I kind of get frustrated with myself and I'm like, oh, why did I bring it up? You know, they don't want to hear this. They don't care. But that's the devil talking. And the one thing I want you to take from this is God is devoted to you and he's devoted to me. He cares about every intricate detail of your life. I don't care how minute, I don't care how grand it is. He wants to be a part of every detail. He's designing those details. He's allowing things to happen. And that's what I keep telling myself as the author of my life, as the author of this chapter of my life. He's allowing things to happen so that he can get me from where I am to where he wants me to be. He's allowing these things to happen so that I can choose to trust him and count on him. He's allowing these things to happen so that he can prove that he is in my life every single day. He's listening and he's watching and he's caring and he's moving things and he's watching me trust him. And so, yes, summing it back up to the middle there, community and fellowship is extremely important. Now, if I were coming on here and my whole video was nothing about what I'm going through and woe is me, yes, I would hope y'all would get on there and be like, look, I can't deal with this. But he wants us to be there for one another. And we can't fully be there for one another and we can't fully pray for one another if we don't know some of the details. Don't have to know them all because God already knows them all. But when I pray for somebody, I don't like to just say, Father, Lord, I have this friend. I like to specifically roll your name off my lips. He already knows what friend I'm talking about. He already knows what family member I'm praying for. But I feel like when he calls my name, the beauty of that. So when I'm talking to him on your behalf, asking for help, asking for discernment, asking for wisdom, asking for a job, asking for, financial means to get through this circumstance or whatever. Again, I feel like a person's name is important. And so I like to call people by their name, even in my comments. Sometimes I may not mention your name, but 9 out of 10 times, your name is going to appear in my response because I want you to know that I'm listening and I'm caring. I want you to know that I'm addressing you specifically, even though somebody else might read the comment. And that's how God is. He cares about every single detail of your life. Now, the devil, oh my gosh, he will plant all kinds of doubts. God's too far away. God's got other things he's worried about. He's got other things he's taking care of. He's handling that person. He doesn't have time for you. That is pure devil. Kick him out. You don't have time and you don't have room for him to play on your playground. And that's it. It's your playground. You get to choose who comes on your playground to play. And if they want to be a bully, if they want to be negative, God gives you the ability to choose not to invite them to come play. But it is important that you play with others. It is important. He brings people into our life. Sometimes they come in for a season and then they leave. But the purpose was served. Maybe it was for them to nurture you in a way. Maybe it was for you to nurture them in a way that helped you. Who knows? But only God does. So he allows things to happen for a reason. And you have to trust that. I have to trust that. So just remember, he is devoted to us. He cares. And I love you. Shirley says, I can't wait. I love Elvis. Susan says, it's a Oh, it's a graph blanket. I've never done one of those. Yes, it is kind of like a graph blanket. Hello, Liz. Welcome, welcome. Susan says, I am drinking. This white writing, you guys. I may have to, when I come to do these lives, I may have to put on my old glasses again so I can see. I am drinking refresher from Starbucks, no soda, working on 2 different tops. Oh, wow. That's something else I want to do more of, is wearables. So hats off to you, my friend, for that. Shirley says, yes, it is the devil. We are here for each other. Absolutely. And Shirley says, hello, Liz. And Jen says, hi, Liz. And thank you, ladies, because that was my next thing, was for everyone to welcome Liz in. Although we are getting ready to go, but don't go too far. Come back and join me in 10 minutes for Call the Midwife. I got to go meet with Mr. Joyful. He is going to pick one of our questions, the winner of that question. I will not even know until after all the questions are answered, all the points are tallied and put away for the future. But one of those questions, whoever is the first winner of that question will get my little giveaway. And so, yeah, I'm excited. So come back in 10 minutes. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. And again, welcome all of my new friends. I don't like calling you subscribers. I call them joy seekers. So welcome all my joy seekers who are looking for a little bit of joy and crafting and crocheting. And thank you for sharing what's in your cup, what's on your hook. Love discussing our songs for what you would sing if you were to do karaoke, and looking at the Call the Midwife projects. And so what a great week it has been. And I look forward to next time. I saw a couple more. And David has a emoji with hearts around it. Thank you, my friend, for hanging out with us. And Jen says, love you and bye. Love you too. All right. Well, for some of you, I hope to see you in just a few minutes for our Cup2Hook movie night. I'm so excited to start Call the Midwife. And this is going to be a whole new series. And I'm excited about the fun we're going to have. All right. Until next Friday, please come back and join me at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Cup2Hook Conversations. And until then, you know it. Be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, and make your own joyful creations. I love you guys so much. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Bye.